got a type homework you need to do when you get in the house?
I already did one.
You already did it? You should bring it home so I can check it. My name is LaJean Thornton. I live in Wilmington, Delaware. My sons are Ronald and Raquan.
LaJean Thornton is a single mom, determined, despite the hardships all around her, to give her two sons the tools they'll need to move out of the inner city. The family lives in an area of Wilmington, Delaware, with a violent crime rate that's 5 times the national average. Their story is the story of millions of families across America.
You know what you want to be when you grow up?
Study fossils.
You want to be an archaeologist. Cool. And what kind of fossils?
Dinosaurs. A professional football player.
Are you good?
I can call somebody.
It's always 100% is relied on me. Every aspect, from the food in the fridge to the clothes in your bag. That's the toughest part. That's the reality of it.
LaJean's sons participate in Boy Scout activities every day at their school, Stubbs Elementary School.
I promise to do my best, to do my duty, to guide my country, to help other people in the battle of that.
Atia Chase is a Cub Scout program specialist.
Each kid has their own story. So they come from families who are low economic families. They come from inner city, so it's already known that it's an at-risk area that we are in. They come from some pretty serious situations, but the program, I believe, is helping them to overcome that.
Atia and the Boy Scout leaders know from experience, educating young inner city children like LaJean's sons in basic financial literacy and economics can be life-changing.
Now is when all their values get set.
Cindy Osalski oversees Wilmington's Scout program.
Things cost money. As they start to understand that, they start to learn how to raise that money, how to save that money to get the things that they're looking for. So they learn a lot now that affects the type of person that they're going to be. And it's the same thing with teaching the Scout law to somebody, is teaching them these financial skills. They need to learn that while they're young so that they can grow up and use these and put them into action.
We've been trying to deliver an economics curriculum in elementary schools for quite some time.
Ern Budvarson is the interim dean of the School of Public Affairs at St. Cloud State University in Minnesota.
Children of that age are very capable of grasping fundamental economic concepts like what is a market, what does a bank do, what's interest.
An idea was born. Use the existing Boy Scout system to reach children in areas of economic hardship and teach financial literacy with simple lessons that the kids could identify with. The catalyst? A partnership with the ING Direct Kids Foundation and the Council for Economic Education.
The Council for Economic Education and the bank got together and they wrote a grant to establish this program and to get that funding necessary to do 2 pilot sites in Newark, Delaware, and St. Cloud, Minnesota.
And our goal or our vision is that we're going to teach this 12-week program to the Scout Reach students. And I see it as a way of teaching kids about making choices, how to make informed choices to help them with their decision-making skills. And in the process, we're doing that by teaching them some personal finance.
In the early days, the work on the promotion of financial and economic literacy in the public schools was focused more on the high schools than on younger children. Then work sort of spread into the younger ages, and there's been a feeling that we need to also think about the really young kids. The really young kids, those that tend to be in the after-school programs.
The council enlisted 2 economics teachers with experience teaching younger children, one for each pilot program. Cindy Fitzum in St. Cloud, and in Wilmington, Judy Austin.
This is a group of children who have very poor circumstances and not a lot of disposable money.
and making something that would make economics fun and alive for the students.
And so the two of them together put together these 12 lessons. They were to be high energy, short activities, high interest that you could use with a group of students. There'd be lots of flexibility in the final product.
Okay, this is what I'd like you to do. We are going to build our community.
The task was challenging, not just establishing a curriculum for diverse students from different cultural and geographic backgrounds, but also setting up a course that could appeal to kids from kindergarten through 5th grade.
Fatima and me first, my sister Mary. Equality.
So maybe is there something that you could do with that with your name?
There are some challenges when you are trying to teach K through 5th grade students economics. First of all, teaching them the word. They probably have not heard of the word economics.
Goods and services. Yes. And what are goods? Who remembers? Boy, this was from a long time ago. This was like from weeks ago. What are goods? Oh my goodness! Oh, that's something you can hold in your hand. That is awesome. Yes. With students of this age, you start with the very basics of wants, scarcity. Why can't you have everything you want?
So one thing that we like to do is do lessons that are real world. So a lot of the activities we have done in these courses are aimed at real things that these kids can do throughout the rest of their lives. Saving, budgeting, investing, starting a business. These are all things that kids will be doing.
On the front of your building, you wanted to have a sign that says Community Center. Okay? In general, the goal with any financial literacy is that this generation of children will grow up to be financially literate and responsible and understand how you earn an income and what you can do with that income.
Choices.
Oh,
Choices, Reggie.
Could I get this or that?
Ultimately, the curriculum had to be designed to be easily taught so that anyone with or without an economics background could successfully teach financial literacy.
A lot of the people delivering the program are not teachers. And many of those people are not formally trained in economics necessarily, but we need them because of their connections with the after-school providers and the fact that they have skills for working with the kids, interacting with them.
Who rolled it, Marcus?
Yeah,
Which one?
To withdraw. Either one is withdraw.
This one.
Marcus, pick.
When I was first told that I was going to have to deliver this curriculum, I was scared. I didn't know if I would be able to give it the way a teacher would give it. Resources. We already talked about resources. Okay. How about producer?
Jane Holmberg is a Scout Reach coordinator in St. Cloud.
I do not have formal teaching education. It is all learned by example, being out in the field with the kids and through life.
With support and training from local centers for economic education, both Jane Holmberg and Delaware coordinator Denise Perez were able to teach the pilot program in various locations.
When I first saw the lesson plans, I did think, wow, economics, we're going to teach these kids economics. And some of those words, I took economics in college, and some of those words we learned in college. Before even starting, I thought maybe it'd be a little difficult, but as you go with the lesson plans, you learn to break those terms down into smaller, more comprehensive words.
You do not have to be a teacher to teach these courses. These are very elementary, very basic concepts, and you don't need a formal course in economics to really be able to work with the children on that.
I want to know what you want to do. What do you want to make?
Hopefully, the way it's written is supposed to be that any Scout leader can pick it up and follow the way it's written.
The pilot programs began winter of 2011. The question was, would the curriculum be a success and actually connect with these students? Will Nielsen is a Scout program specialist in Wilmington.
They look forward to it. especially, when they get to do hands-on activities dealing with money, whether it be pretending to deposit and withdraw funds and maintaining a ledger. So they're trying to save up for whatever reason, but oh no, the electric bill's got to be paid. They're getting it. They do seem to be getting it. So in my opinion, we're definitely working toward that success.
Before we even started, I just asked them, who remembers what capital resources are and who remembers what human resources are? And as soon as I said that, everyone knew. Capital resources, oh, those are things that machines make.
Starts with a P. Don't call it out. Do a lot of you remember? Okay, everybody tell me. Profit.
It just made me feel like I just looked at them and I was like, feels good.
Each week builds on the next week. They learn wants and goods. They learn savings goal. Then they talk into budgeting and getting a job. We interviewed people with jobs to find out what they were doing and how they like their jobs. And what kind of jobs can a young person do? Jasmine, what do you think you're going to do?
Remember Mother Legene Thornton? She says these lessons have a particular resonance with her kids because of the focus on real-world applications.
They had to have that example, that real-life example, other than what they see on TV. It's fine to look at a superstar or something, but when you have that person that you actually know, you actually talk to, it makes it so much more realer for the kids.
We even discuss what are some ways you could earn money, even at your age. Shoveling snow, taking care of the next door neighbor's hamster when they're on vacation, because it's always very interesting. If it's money the child has earned, is the child so willing to want? Not usually. And if it's something more expensive and they have to save up for it, that's part of the lesson as well.
I saved $70 or $80 and I saved it up on shoes and I got new shoes.
You spent it on shoes. How many pairs of shoes did you get for $70?
One.
So what would I say to a 10-year-old girl who saved up $70 and spent it on a pair of shoes? That was a choice. When we talk about opportunity cost though, well, what did you forego by spending that $70? Maybe she could have bought, some textbooks or had a party with her friends at a pizza place. So these are just some things that they learn that by every choice they make, they're giving up something else. And that next best choice they could have made is opportunity cost.
One of the things that we do have to emphasize is that anyone who's teaching it has to plan ahead. It's not something that they could just walk in and pick up and say, okay, this is what we're doing today. But with preparation of informing themselves about the lessons, any non-teacher hopefully could do this.
During the pilot program, they found that even the youngest students were engaged.
For the concepts, especially for the kindergarten and first graders, it's not ideally that they're going to master these concepts, but it's introducing them to them. So as they hear producer, consumer in the future, that they're able to, oh, I heard that before. I know a consumer buys something, I know a producer maybe sells something.
Scarcity. Who can tell me the definition of scarcity? Dustin.
Not enough chocolate bars.
Not enough.
And so by planting these little seeds, we're hoping that they grow over time, and as they continue to get economics throughout hopefully their school years, they're able to grow and learn because of this.
To help engage the students, the classes introduce a new currency, Econobucks.
We got 30 and 34.
Econobucks essentially is an incentive program for the kids to be rewarded for positive behaviors, and they have worked wonderful in these classes.
I got 36 Econobucks.
With the Econobucks, I use that as a reward every day. They get an Econobuck for showing up. They get Econobucks for answering questions. There are some shy ones that wouldn't answer questions normally. They'll sit back and let everybody else do the work. They're there and they participate in their way, but they're not as vocal. With the Econobucks, that helps them more incentive to raise their hand, to try to pay attention and learn.
Each class centers on a task that the kids need to complete as a group. For example, building a town.
And we're going to make a big circle with our chairs. We're going to be creating a pretend community.
They were pretty well engaged today in terms of they got to draw their community, they got to map their community out, they got to pick which parts of their community were privately funded or tax funded.
What things in our community would the government be paying for? What's one?
Traffic lights.
Traffic lights? Yes. Taxes pay for traffic lights. What else?
And they were very enthusiastic about participating.
What I'd like to think is that they went home and talked to their parents about it and said to their parents, do you pay taxes? What do you use your taxes for? And get a discussion going. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, you want to save money, don't you?
5.
So you want to have more in the piggy bank than we take out.
You just see those light bulbs go on. And wonderful moments always come when the next week or several weeks down the road, you bring in to the conversation something that we've talked about, and somebody can immediately tell you what that is. Those are the wonderful moments.
As a social studies teacher, as a teacher, period, you love to see when your students are actually excited about learning what you want to teach them. Because we go into a lesson knowing it's something important they need to know, and part of the battle is making them realize also, this is important. I couldn't really ask for a whole lot better in terms of getting participation out of them and having them be actively involved in their own learning.
When they show up, it means they want to be here. They don't want to learn the same stuff or go through old lessons. They want to learn something new. What this program is doing is constantly giving them something new every week.
The program concludes with a chance for the students to become entrepreneurs on Market Day.
Market Day is a collaboration of different lessons that we have been taught, but also that we've used in our classes.
My name is Adley and I'm selling books. I'm going to sell like accessories.
Banana. What are you making?
Flowers.
Can you show us?
Yeah, they started with the posters. We talked about advertising, right? You need to come up with a clever name.
They are doing their crafts for Market Days, so they are all making different things like masks and s'mores.
It's nice to see the kids when they work together and they're working on the ideas and they're working on their slogans and they're trying things out on each other, getting ready for next week. A lot of different stations going, active kids, creating things that I don't think they really thought they could create. One of the girls even said, well, I didn't think we were going to make real stuff. I thought it was all going to be fake. Now they've got the product. They're going to set up the booths like a shopping mall so that people can come in and buy the things from them.
Everything from colorful posters that tell location and prices and creative name of a business, up to logos, slogans.
So by doing Market Day, this is kind of the grand finale, letting the kids be producers, be consumers, and use their econobucks.
They've been keeping track of all this money all along so that they can see the money comes in, the money goes out.
And I made $30.
Market Day has gone excessively well, more than I ever expected, and we've had great family participation.
It helps him learn, it helps him to count.
He might want to start his own business, so this experience will help him out in the long run.
I got $5.
That's wonderful. If he can do that when he get older, he'll make us all happy.
I pay for my supplies and my business license, and I owe 20.
We actually help with getting the supplies, but they have to pay us in econobucks because it costs.
In the state of Delaware, in order to have a business, you have to buy a business license. The business license gives you the authority to sell and collect money from other people. So this is his business license.
I actually write out a bill for each student saying this is how many econobucks you have earned that are in your wallet at the moment. This is what you owe me for supplies, And then there's a line for, you owe me $5 for business license. And some of the boys were giving me a very hard time when I handed them their bill. I think today, as the market day, as the culminating activity, was so exciting for them. They were being model salesmen, and I think it just all came together for them.
Economics can be fun, and this program is laid out in a way with activities, with discussion, with hands-on learning, that if you follow those directions and you work with the kids, magic will happen.
It's been a piece of cake for me because it's all been right there.
I would say go for it. It might be intimidating at first, but you learn as you go. And the lessons are pretty much straightforward, and you can't go wrong.
They do seem to have taken a greater interest in thinking about the future with their money, thinking about maybe what they might want to save money for versus, oh, I have $1, let me just immediately go buy the first sugary or carbonated object I can get at the convenience store. They actually think a little bit about, there's a video game I might want, or there's even a book I might want to purchase, or I might want to go to the movies. Any of those things that they realize, that's a little ways down the line and I need to save for it. The boys seem to be more inclined to do that now.
I feel that the program has been a success. This group that I'm working with has very much enjoyed it.
If they can take a greater respect for financial resources and resources in general, and learn maybe to appreciate a little more what they do have, and learn to save and aspire for what they don't have, that to me is a successful program.
By giving them these concepts and introducing to them at a very young age, that gives them a head start. And by giving all our kids a head start, looking at our current economy, hopefully this will make a better future for us, in the next few years.
It makes me feel great because you say, wow, this is finally, this is worth doing. Will we reach every kid? No. But our hope is that we just plant some seeds and that as they go through their academic career, they'll pick up some more as they go along.
My hope for this program, and for what every child could take away from it, would just be a passion for economics, to not be afraid of it, to embrace these concepts, to be more informed.
Oh, I am hoping we can turn a nation of spenders into savers. They are going to be the salvation for this country if they can begin at this early age to learn how to appropriately handle money.
When they get it, when they succeed, we're all succeeding together, and it's fantastic.
One little kid said to me the other day, I've never run a business before. They're excited about what we're doing. So it'll be one of the most rewarding things you've done.